Welcome back to Game Changers. Today we have guest Ryan Smith. He is a former pro rugby player, CEO and co-founder of 360 EEC. Today we're going to be talking about developing leaders and finding top prospects in your organization. Let's jump into it. Welcome to Game Changers, where winning isn't just about score. It's about invaluable lessons learned along the way. Join me, Robin Finley, as we delve into the parallels between sports and business. Remember, we never lose. We either win or we learn. All right, Ryan, we're back for another episode here today. We're going to talk about developing leaders. We'll get right after it. How do you identify high potentials, top prospect leaders?
Top prospects. It's a really hard thing to do in business, but the way that I would characterize identifying them, one of the biggest skills, and this fits inside of a mindset conversation. If anybody's read the book Mindset, I think it's called Mindset by Carol Dweck. I'm going to ruin that last name, but the skill set that you should lean in to try and identify, in my opinion, is curiosity. Leaders that are curious are ones that look to seek, identify issues, and then also typically they look to solve those problems. So if you can figure out a way to highlight curiosity inside of your interview process or inside of your screening processes, or even just inside of your training and development processes, curiosity, in my opinion, is one of the biggest features that does indicate long-term success inside of leadership.
It's very much a hire for attitude, train for skills, right? Curiosity is a bit of an attitude, and like you said, a mindset.
We talked about it earlier, I think, a couple days ago, and that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. Well, on to our next question. What are some of the roadblocks or challenges you find that you encounter in training new leaders?
Well, we get this in our business quite a bit. As a people-based business, the biggest difficulty in developing leaders is actually giving them the space and time to do so. Because it is a learned skill. So being able to carve time out of somebody's day so that they can lean into the concept of, how do I become a better leader? How do I show up as an authentic leader? What are the skill sets that I need to do that? Finding the time for them to do that inside of what is everybody's daily grind is the biggest roadblock that we see.
Yeah, the day-to-day really can
it just
gobble up everything.
Yeah, but then you deteriorate with skill sets if you're not diligent about it.
So how in your business do you remove those roadblocks? Is it just creating that environment that allows them to block that time, or how do you do it?
Yeah, it's quite simply, it's almost like paying for a personal trainer. It forces you to go to the gym. Right. It's the same concept. We invest in training and leadership courses, which then force team members, force is probably the wrong word, but it allows team members to carve out the space with intention and with time and say, okay, I'm committed to this. Or think about like in an MBA, or like I said, any kind of personal training, like you pay for it and guess what? You gotta go.
Well, and I think if it's the corporate culture too, is that you tell them that leadership is important and you're helping them, you explain to them why they're getting this time. So it doesn't seem too forced.
Yeah, the underlying principles are all there inside of the culture roadmap, inside of how you want to grow, the curiosity mindset, those things exist. And then you say, okay, listen, here it is. And this, we've actually knocked this space off your calendar. We get to go.
Yeah, well, a lot of people talk about, we'll get into the next question. A lot of people talk about leadership. Leadership's been around for a long time. It's evolved, it's changed. What are some of the sort of outdated or even overrated leadership skills that you think people have talked about in the past, or even maybe they're still talking about it?
I don't know if a lot of people still talk about this or not, or maybe it's just a perception that they would have in their brains that there is one iconic leader inside of an organization that can drive things forward. To me, I think that's a false belief that you have this singular Bill Gates style person, or Elon Musk, or think about anybody in that realm who is the driving force that makes sure everything gets done. I think that's a fallacy. What I think is true, and maybe this comes back to the rugby conversation earlier, is that you need a whole organization to succeed. As cliche as that sounds, it's really true. If you have a number of really strong leaders, I think that's way better than one iconic leader.
I agree. Everybody can't be good at everything. So yeah, you have your leadership teams or groups that help cover everything. That's a great prospect, or a great suggestion, because a lot of people do think that you need that one kind of, like you said, that guy at the top who's gonna, crack the whip and get everybody whipping into shape, right? So today we talked about developing leaders. Next episode, Ryan's gonna be back. We're gonna talk about developing yourself. So part of that is gonna be looking at the challenges in developing yourself as a leader in your business and in life. Thanks again, Ryan. That wraps up our Developing Leaders episode. So I appreciate you being here again today. Can you tell everybody where they can get a hold of you?
Yeah, for sure. Really easy on LinkedIn. You can find me there, Ryan Smith, or on our website at www.360eec.com.
Thanks again, Ryan.
Appreciate it.
As we wrap another empowering episode of Game Changers, join me, Robin Finley, next time as we continue to unlock the secrets of success through sports and business. Remember, whether you win or learn, every moment is an opportunity.